Hello everyone, I am Maizura Mansho. The title of my concept paper is Scroll to Heal, exploring the role of social media scrolling in enhancing motivation and mental wellness. We hear a lot about the dangers of social media, how scrolling leads to anxiety, distraction, and even burnout. But for this concept paper, I want to explore a different side to this story. What if scrolling, when done intentionally, could actually help us feel better, stay motivated, and manage stress? That is the question at the heart of my concept paper. This will be the content of my presentation, and I will go through one by one. First, let's go through the background of this paper. Most of us are familiar with the term doom scrolling, the endless cycle of negative news and depressing updates when scroll the internet, especially social media. Research has shown that this kind of scrolling can worsen stress and mental fatigue. However, a growing body of scholars suggests that digital interaction are not inherently detrimental. Sometimes, while scrolling, we come across a motivational video, a relaxing reel, or even a supportive community. And in those moments, scrolling doesn't drain us, it lifts us up. This is the gap I want to explore, which is recognizing both the risk and the overlooked potential of social media engagement. In my context, instead of only asking how scrolling harms us, I'm interested in how it might also help us to heal. Moving on to the purpose of the study. The purpose of my study is to shift the way we think about scrolling. My central purpose is to reframe scrolling as not automatically harmful. It depends on how and why we do it. When scrolling is intentional, it can become a kind of digital wellness tool. In this sense, it helps people regulate their emotions, find motivation, and also cope with stress. So, the big idea here is to move from doom scrolling to what is called as heal scrolling. Next, the analysis is organized around four key themes based on my meta analysis. First, the shift from doom scrolling to intentional scrolling. Doom scrolling is fast, endless, and draining. Instead of passively consuming whatever shows up, people can seek out content that actually supports their well being because intentional scrolling is more selective and mindful. Second, motivational content as a mood enhancer. Studies have shown that exposure to motivational messages and positive media can spark goal directed behavior, inspire productivity, and even influence how the brain responds to challenges. Even short clips or posts can spark a positive mood, encourage goal setting, and inspire action. Third, social media can act as a micro wellness tool. Unlike traditional wellness practices that may require time and space, scrolling offers something very accessible. Even short, purposeful interactions like watching a relaxing, funny video or reading an encouraging quote in social media can act as micro practices that help to manage stress and restore clarity of thoughts. Unlike meditation or exercise, intentional scrolling offers small but meaningful mental breaks. And fourth, online communities play a crucial role as sources of support. Many people turn to social platforms not just for content, but for connection. When people interact in positive spaces, whether it's groups, pages, or comment sections, they find encouragement and belonging, which strengthens their wellness journey. Next, moving on to significance of the study. This study is significant both academically and practically. It is significant in two important ways. From an academic perspective, it contributes to the field of media and communication by offering a new framework to understand scrolling not only as a uniform behavior, but also as a practice shaped by context, intention, and content type. This perspective enables a richer understanding of digital well-being in the contemporary media environment. From a practical perspective, the findings carry implication for multiple stakeholders, which is youth, educators, and policymakers. For youth, they highlight the potential to transform everyday scrolling habits into healthier digital routines. For educators, it offers insights into how motivational media could be integrated into learning or student support. And for policymakers, it suggests that wellness driven content can be promoted as part of digital literacy and mental health strategies. Next is conceptual findings. Based on the literature and analysis, several conceptual findings emerge. First, scrolling is not inherently harmful. The context and intention behind it matter. Its impact depends on intentionality and content. Second, motivational content plays a role in boosting confidence, energy, and resilience. For example, short motivational clips can encourage users to take small but meaningful actions towards their goal. Third, mindful scrolling, short, intentional sessions can provide a sense of pause, helping people relieve stress without falling into digital exhaustion. And finally, online communities offer more than entertainment. They create a sense of belonging, encouragement, and even accountability. Together, these findings suggest that scrolling can support both motivation and mental wellness when used wisely. Finally, we move on to conclusion. To conclude, my concept paper reimagines scrollings as a potential tool for healing, not just a source of harm. It has the potential to be reimagined as a wellness practice under the right conditions. The phrase I use is scroll to heal, not just to kill time. This idea challenges us to think differently about digital habits. It also calls attention to how platforms and algorithms can be reprogrammed to serve wellness, not just endless engagement. By nudging users toward motivational, positive, and supportive content, social media could become a powerful tool for enhancing mental wellness. Finally, the study paves the way for future research. Empirical studies can test these ideas more directly, exploring how different types of content and scrolling behaviors affect emotions, stress, and motivation in real world settings. So rather than dismiss scrolling as purely negative, perhaps we should start asking, how can we design our scrolling to heal? With that, thank you very much for your time and attention.